And you are very, very welcome to the National Basketball Arena for the first of 11 games in what is the marquee weekend for the sport in this country by no small distance. What has now become tradition is to get the weekend up and running with the Hula Hoops IWA Cup Final. A great way to get things under running, and the one who'd say that more so than anyone else is Valeen Ryan, who has just gotten Ballybrack Bulls up on the scoreboard against Killester in this evening's final. Ross O'Donoghue with you on comms. Very delighted to have Paul Ryan alongside me. How are things, Paul?
Excellent, Ross, excellent. Thanks for having us here.
So
Mick Cunningham just kicked in there with a basket of his own for Killester, number 7.
Yeah, literally couldn't say our names before the action kicked in here. So just we'll fly through the starting fives with Killester first. Number 4 is John Fulham. Number 7 is Mick Cunningham. 8 is Christine Doyle. 11 is Barry Cook. 23 is Paddy Forbes. And Paul, tell me you saw who scored that.
Johnny Hayes got that last basket. Yeah, this is going to be end to end. It's been an aggressive start straight away. Ballybrack are pressing up fairly tight on Killester. Mick Cunningham can't be allowed to shoot. He's too dangerous there.
Mick Cunningham there, number 7, as you saw. Johnny Hayes is 11. 12 is Jack Cole. 7 is Mark Barry. 9 is Valeen Ryan. And number 18 is Jason Ryan. Now, you said a very interesting thing about Mick Cunningham before we got underway here. Best shooter in the country?
Best shooter in the country, absolutely on his
including
day.
Yourself?
Oh, absolutely, including myself. I do the donkey work. Mick is a class player, and if he gets his shot going, God, you know, Ballybrack can't. Johnny Hayes is just setting up from the free throw line here after a great drive at the basket. Got fouled, and there you go.
Well, it was Paddy Forbes who conceded the foul there, sending young Johnny to the line.
Yeah, Johnny is one of our international players, just back from the Czech Republic last year, having won bronze in the Division C Europeans. Excellent, excellent player.
You can see it in his form, and indeed in his fitness there. Looks like an athletic player, and already is getting familiar with John Fulham down there. That's going to be an interesting ding-dong battle. Good one inside. It's up for Fulham. No
Excellent.
Joy there, and Johnny Hayes does have the better of it. They look to fast break here. Jason Ryan takes it up. Looking for Valeen Ryan on the other side. Pass just goes too far.
Yeah, Ballybrack are setting a high line. They're trying to keep Mick Cunningham out from that basket, and indeed Paddy Forbes, because if he's in there, he's scoring every time.
And if this is your first time watching basketball, what a great way to do it, because the standard here is absolutely fantastic. If it's your first time watching wheelchair basketball, we can say very much the same thing. Beating the press there with Mark Barry.
These two teams went within a point of each other in the league just recently, so this is going to be a great, great game.
Oh, super pivot there from Hayes to tee up Barry inside. Oh, that's well done by Hayes to find the space to go full 180 there, just when it looked like he was getting boxed out. Now the danger man for Killester. Watch this now, we've both cursed him. He's going to have a mare of a game. Instead he opts to go inside to the post. Doyle tees up.
Beautiful.
And it's
Barry
2
Cook
there for Barry Cook. And Killester needed that.
Yeah, Christine Doyle did exactly what she was supposed to do. She broke the defence and then laid off to the shooter. She's a very clever player. Christine has been picked out by Jason Ryan here. So you've got a man over here.
Oh, that's all too easy, and I don't know, I think I heard the word bank called from here.
Absolutely,
definitely called there.
Absolutely.
And double scores now, 6:50 to go in this first quarter. Super pass. And
good pressure on the shot from Jack Shannon Cole. Oh, unlucky from Valeen Ryan. Just missed under the basket. Really aggressive defence from Ballybrack still. Oh, great shot from Mark Barry.
Yeah, we'd be happy to look back at that one on the box score.
Absolutely.
John takes it to the corner. I think he's eyeing up a shot here. Yes, he is. Oh, well, the gym here, as they call it, the arena, as I prefer to call it, it does take a little bit of getting used to in terms of getting your eye in. Just the fact that it's a clear backboard. You have that and I know particularly for wheelchair basketball, you need a lot of room to maneuver behind that end line there. But it does just take that little bit of, I suppose, recalibrating, shall we say, in terms of getting your shot off here at the arena.
Absolutely. This is also a cup final, so it's, there's pressure on every shot just going now until they get into the game,
5:40 to go in the first. Rebound taken.
If you watch Christine Doyle as well for Killester here, she's playing very, very clever. She's getting players in regularly. That's not a typical miss from Barry Cook. Barry Cook is deadly from those positions as a rule.
Now the young bull gets his way up the court. Up on one wheel. Jack Cole does find the open shooter. Fired from Barry into Hayes there. And the centre takes it away.
Just came a bit fast for Johnny Hayes.
Barry Cook lets the wheels do the work as he manoeuvres into position. It's opened up for him here. Might go for the reverse.
Beautiful.
Lovely shot. And I don't think Ballybrack will be happy with the defence there, but well done by Killester to make the most of the opportunity. Yeah,
they could cut themselves some slack here. Barry Cook's chair control is probably one of the best in the country at that, and he'll get in anywhere if he's given half an inch. So, Ballybrack's defence has been really good.
And great basket there. Jack Cole for two. High scoring encounter so far. And, looking back on the last couple of years, certainly the last couple of years that I've been involved in this Friday night final, I think, oh, look at that backdoor cut inside. She'll be disappointed with that, but it does show what Killester being particularly dangerous at here. Then on the other side, you've got the combination of Hayes and Cole and their athleticism. Barry plays it out. Here's Valine Ryan. Goes back to Barry. Thought about the three. It's opened up for the mid-range.
Oh, just unlucky. Just unlucky.
Jason Ryan knew exactly what he was doing there. Just didn't get the roll off the shot. And
good interception by Johnny Hayes.
That's well played.
Oh, good work. Oh, listen, this is they're going at this here. This is.
Oh, what the pass inside. Hayes hits the brakes. No joy there. Rebound is back with Killester. The one-handed finish, and we have, that's Valine out of the chair there, is it?
Valine Ryan on the ground, yeah.
She's okay. She's
back up.
Not a bother on her.
They'll only stop the game for someone being on the ground if they're in danger, and rarely happens.
Yeah. There's, for those of you who enjoy the different elements of sport, one of the things I really enjoy about wheelchair basketball is it's a very physical game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And being on the ground is typical. We'll see much more of that tonight.
The hook shot. Well, he was trying to beat the buzzer there, but with some style and fairness, and with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this first quarter, there's still a two-possession game.
Very different styles here from Ballybrack and Killester. Ballybrack are pressing all the time, putting huge pressure on Killester. Killester are patient. They're breaking down Ballybrack.
Rebounds definitely a factor here as well for Killester. Oh, the behind-the-back pass. Now there's somebody maybe doesn't have the stage fright of playing in Ireland's biggest basketball arena.
Brilliant. Absolutely great pass by Paddy Forbes.
And it's getting closer again here now. It's back to a one-score game. Paddy Forbes there, who you mentioned earlier on, really does kind of play that that centre role, that number 5 spot.
Absolutely, and you'll see Paddy as he gets into this game as well, and he gets comfortable with a shot. He'll set up in the 3-point, and he's one of the very few players in wheelchair basketball who take those 3-point shots on. And he's good success rate. He's probably a 30% free throw 3-point shot player, Barry Cook is all
Is he somebody at home now or in the crowd following with a pen and paper? You know, 2:46 behind the back pass. Just so he puts together the old highlight reel tape for afterwards, you know.
Well, if he doesn't, it certainly seems like he does. Or maybe he should. That was a lovely play by Johnny Hayes. I'm not sure who got the foul on him, but
looks like it was John, actually, John Fulham.
Excellent.
Picks up first personal foul there.
Been a really aggressive start, but fouls haven't been coming too quickly either. So you know there's been a good level of control by both teams.
Killester actually yet to get a trip to the line. It's just been 2 visits for Ballybrack Bulls at this stage. I shouldn't have gotten light, because in fairness, we'll wait for this game to break up before we start cracking jokes, because it is really in the melting pot right now.
Yes. Great pressure.
Ballybrack got out in front early, but Killester have gotten the scores that they've needed to stay in touch. John Fulham is on the ground, but that was on the weak side. All the play was over on the far side, and it's back. We'll just need a quick dig out there to get back up and running.
There was excellent pressure by Verleen. John Fulham was trying to get back in on defence. She cut him out, and he just rolled off her wheel. But we'll have him back in any second. He's probably enjoying the break right now.
Do you ever see that happen? Just somebody just tip over, and there's no one around them, and it's
just give up.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
Yeah. What's Paul doing down there in the corner by himself?
He's taking a break.
Yeah.
John doesn't take too many breaks. John's a former European champion track athlete. Phenomenal player. Brilliant guard. Great steal by Mark Barry.
And an all-round nice guy as well.
All-round nice guy. Excellent.
It's my only chance to sound athletic. The last time I met John, or the second last time I met John, I should say. Oh, great basket. Beautiful there for Ryan.
Beautiful assist from Johnny Hayes.
Yeah, and it's 6 points the difference now. So Killester were closing in, and daylight's starting to open up there. But
in the league encounter with them, actually, Ballybrack did this exactly the same thing. They went to a 12-point lead, and Killester pulled it all back and went to an 8-point lead, and then it finished up with a 1-point difference at the end of that game. So there's going to be lots of swings and roundabouts in this game.
It's a whole pile to look forward to. He interrupted my story about me saying about that time myself and John did a marathon. Really, all I wanted to be able to say was I did a marathon this one time. But in terms of his athletic ability, it's kind of short fibre and fast fibre. The fact that he can, he does have that bit of stamina as well.
Absolutely, and that fast twitch fibre that you're talking about.
The one, yeah.
And of course, when you're doing a marathon with a wheelchair athlete like John Fulham, he's doing it in about 2:25. I'm not sure what your marathon time was.
Yeah, it was about that.
Excellent. Excellent. This is a great game.
It really is. That's a 4-0 run now from Killester to bring it back to just a 1-score game with 40 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Yeah. Ballybrack need to be patient here, and
well, the one person who can do that for you is a guy like Mark Barry, who knows how to control the tempo of this game.
Absolutely. Great pick on Mick Cunningham there, and Mark's in 2-on-1. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, there we go. And some big scoring from Verleen Ryan in the last couple of minutes. Where, in terms of, they went from building a lead to now defending a lead, and she wants a timeout to try and settle things with 10 seconds to go.
Yeah. I'd say Mick Cunningham just last run of the clock there. He was 10 seconds early, and that he had more time than he thought.
So with 10 seconds to go in this first quarter, it's a timeout called. So really this is just about setting up the last possession of the game. it may work. You know, Valine was looking to call this in advance, but it may work to her favour. 10 seconds is plenty of time to get a shot up. Is Hayes going to take it on himself? He's well guarded. It goes inside for Hayes. Beats the buzzer. No basket. So at the end of the first quarter here in the Hula Hoops IWA Cup Final, we'll take a very short break with the scores at Ballybrack Bulls 16, Killester WBC 12. So just to look at the tail of the tape from the first quarter, you know, and Paul had very much flagged Mick Cunningham as the man to match. And without necessarily shooting the lights out, he is their top scorer. He does have 6 points for Killester. Barry Cook then on 4. Paul Forbes has 2.
Paddy Forbes, yeah.
Paddy Forbes, I beg your pardon, has 2 as well, and that's the 12 points for Killester. On the other side of things, Ballybrack, it is Johnny Hayes who has half of their total so far with 8 points, but 1 or 2 others.
There's Mick Cunningham just stepping up.
In there as well.
Lovely basket from Mick Cunningham.
Paul, you've just tagged my inability to multitask there, but yeah, that makes Mick Cunningham moving to 8 points there.
Mick's shooting, I suppose, isn't that it's not on song. He's been huge pressure put on the shot from Ballybrack.
Yeah, you get the sense that Jack Cole will be disappointed with that. He did have time under the basket.
He did.
He's a better player than that, and he knows it.
Absolutely. Johnny Hayes is really their only out and out forward, and I suppose typically they're playing with guards, but Johnny Hayes stepped up beautifully to take that rebound and put it away for Ballybrack.
I think that's that chair control that you were talking about there for Barry Cook.
Absolutely.
Really superb timing there from Cook, and he's well back in time. Jack Cole might have another look at this. Still no joy. He's not having a good afternoon.
No, and it was a beautiful seal in by Mark Barry for Jack Shannon Cole. Just didn't come off for him there.
Cook pulls around, surveys the options. Cunningham might pull close. Yeah, takes it.
This is going up. Beautiful, beautiful shot.
It almost sounds like you were about a second ahead of there was like a delay there where you saw what everyone else is going on and nobody else did.
Absolutely. He was lined up. If you look at his team had set him in for a beautiful screen.
In fairness,
and he doesn't, he doesn't turn his nose up at those screens. And he's such a comfortable shooter.
You know, you mentioned earlier on, it's a new arena for some of these players. It's a big arena for all of them, and the stakes are high for absolutely everyone there as well. And that's fantastic play there from Mark Barry, who really had to improvise because he had Jack Cole in trouble there trying to get back on 2 wheels.
He was well defended as well there. He had to,
Jack was open and really was the open look there. So Mark did incredibly well just to turn around and get that hook shot away.
That'll do Mark's confidence good as well.
What a pass inside! Oh, unlucky there under the basket. Second chance opportunity. Yeah. Doesn't go to Paddy Forbes, but a telegraph pass inside from Mick Cunningham, and they really have earned this trip to the line and a chance for Paddy Forbes to add to his tally of 2 points to date. It's really interesting. I mean, I certainly over the last 10 minutes of basketball, there's been nothing between the sides. But the one thing is, any time the Killester have gotten close, Ballybrack have gotten that one basket they need.
Absolutely.
just to stay out ahead.
and Ballybrack's baskets are coming from inside, so they are breaking down the defence. That was Paddy Forbes' first time getting inside, really, and he's deadly from in there. He's either going to be fouled or he's going to score. And he's a beautiful free shot thrower. That's 1 from 1. I did it. Yeah.
Rebounds up for grabs there. Oh, well done, Johnny Hayes, to get it.
Beautiful.
Frees up Mark Barry. It's well played, Ballybrack. Good speed in the chair from Mark. But wow, he had a wall of 3 Killester players in front of him, and he's trying to get inside.
Ball.
It's opened up for Valeen Ryan. That's up and over from Ryan. And on the other side of things, doing the simple things, is Christine Doyle. Cunningham now.
A charge on Mick Cunningham, I'd imagine, is it? Or maybe, actually, sorry, it's a defensive foul? Defensive foul on Johnny Hayes. That's Johnny Hayes' second foul.
He'll have to watch that. There's a lot of basketball left to be played here. Checks things. Might just go for the long 2. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for Johnny Hayes to grab this one up. Plays in Barry. Great
defence by Jason Ryan, picking out Barry Cook there.
Absolutely locked him in on the roll there.
Yeah, I don't think Paddy Forbes agrees with that, but it's a Johnny Hayes is going to the line anyway. It was a great drive by Johnny Hayes. Like, you know, the defenders have to make decisions there. Do I stay out of it, or and let him take the shot? Or Paddy didn't get out of it, so unless he owns the position, it's exactly like mainstream basketball. Unless you're in that position.
Yeah, and I think the other thing as well is in terms of or not just basketball, but elite sport in general. There's no backing down. Even on the floor this evening.
I think that's 2 from 3 for Johnny Hayes from the line, I think, is it?
We don't need the stats machine. We'll just ask you, Paul.
There you go. There you go. Unlucky. He'd be disappointed there again.
Now, and that does create an opening for Killester, but first they're going to have to get the ball back, because that was Ballybrack's opportunity just to put more daylight between them. It's a good ball inside to Cole. He hasn't been shooting well. This one's contested. Doesn't get the roll. It's back with Mick Cunningham. And now things are about to get very interesting. Killester have a chance to get closer than they have been at any point in this game.
That's Paddy Forbes'
the
ball.
Move inside. It was on. The pass needed to be laser-like in its accuracy. It was, but it wasn't matched by the shot. And it's back down with Cole now. He'll use his pace. No, he won't let the ball go to work for Hayes to pivot inside. Didn't have the option with Ryan. It's back.
Brilliant. Great defence by Mick Cunningham as well there.
Yeah, Killester doing very well there to shut down the options. Even Jason Ryan, to ponder his future a little bit, takes the open 2 himself.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
Well, I don't think it was by design, but that open look did come about.
Yeah, it did. Jason is very much an inside shooter, but look, he's not afraid to take them on. And if his confidence, that'll do his confidence no harm, certainly.
Good guarding by him there to keep Cunningham out. And didn't want to create a mismatch as well, so Johnny Hayes had the presence of mind to try and get out to Paul Forbes. Oh, Mark misses the ball, says he doesn't touch it, ref believes him.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah,
it wasn't me, ref. And he gets the inbound. Cole to take it up, might have some company right now. Just had the speed to get by, because I'm not sure that Ryan had the screen if necessary. And here she is now. It's gone inside to Mark Barry.
Lord.
Oh, just a little bit too much backspin on that, too much ball control.
He was just travelling away from the basket as he took that shot as well. That's a tough shot when you're moving away from it.
Yeah, acceleration here inside. What a wonderful basket. Maybe the best we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And whilst we did say Mick Cunningham would be doing well, the job that Barry Cook has done in terms of how he's gotten the baskets.
He rolled the tackle from Jason Ryan there, and his chair skills again just got him into that beautiful shooting position.
Super bank shot as well.
Absolutely.
Ryan, Barry zips it in, but it's beyond the reach of Jack Cole, and they just had a little acknowledgement between them that maybe the next time let's go 6 inches closer to the ground.
Yeah, I think Ballybrack, even though they're playing extremely well, I don't believe they've fully settled yet. I think there's a little bit panicky. You know, just they don't seem to be relaxed in this game yet.
We're midway through the second quarter now. This game is proceeding. It's a 1-possession game.
Swing it.
Paul didn't look like he wanted to take on the 3. Nice bounce pass inside from John Fulham.
Beautiful.
Lovely
Beautiful
basket. Really well worked. And this is the closest the two teams have got. 4:31 left.
Yeah, Mick Cunningham, he has all the shots in his locker. He's an exceptional shooter. And, you know, rolling that in off the backboard, beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Well set up by Paddy Forbes. He swung it across to John Fulham. John, that's not John's job. He got it inside to the shooter.
Yeah.
Shooter put it away.
I think as well. Just, I mean, let's I don't know why I'm handing out scores of the game with you know, about 26 minutes of basketball left. But just the fact that was such a team effort as well.
Absolutely.
And the one thing I'll say about Ballybrack's lead, as fragile as it is that they have players who maybe haven't stepped into the game as much as they could. They've been relying an awful lot on Johnny Hayes for scores, and Johnny's been out of the game for the last couple of minutes, and Jack Cole's shooting percentages just aren't where they need them. That's great handle inside by Mark Barry to set up Hayes. The opportunity will be his, but the bounce pass is back to Barry. Oh, he'll be disappointed with that.
He was just under the basket when he got that, and it was a tough shot. Maybe he should have recycled that ball. No
time to dwell on your mistakes, as the advice is always, of course, to just do the next simple thing, and that's what Ballybrack have done to get back on defence. They now have a chance to go behind if it doesn't work out for them, and you just wonder, are Killester just being aware of the fact that next basket is going to put them into the lead? Maybe they're rushing it, maybe they're not taking the right options right now.
Yeah, you know, they didn't need to take that shot on. Now Barry Cook is well able to make that. Oh, beautiful basket by Johnny Hayes.
And that's what happens, because that was the right option from Johnny Hayes. He was the open look, and it's back out to 3 points now.
And that's not Johnny's first of those. He's done, you know, he's been doing that since the first whistle. You know what, as a wheelchair basketball player, this is an incredible showcase of wheelchair basketball. What a shot by Mick Cunningham. Of course, we didn't get into the fact that this is a local derby. This is Northside Dublin and Southside Dublin.
Big time. You can see the hate in their eyes.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, there's some good defence there, you'd have to say, from Barry Cook to suck in 2 Ballybrack players. That was an ambitious pass. It may work out. Nope.
Yeah. Mark Barry just did enough there to stop Mick Cunningham, but Killester ball all the same.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a bit of derby rivalry. It's north side, south side for this evening. Of course, tomorrow night's showpiece is going to be UCD versus Temple Oaks. So let's feel the love and have lots of Dublin people hating on each other.
Yeah, more of the same. Yeah. So I was saying this is an incredible showcase for wheelchair basketball. Anyone looking at this there's a huge amount of athleticism, of skill. And that's a slick move in. Oh,
and still that opportunity to
tie it back, yeah.
Get into the ascendancy, to go ahead. Is it weighing on Killester?
We've got a 2-on-2 here.
Johnny Hayes has been defending his side lead valiantly in the last couple of minutes. Really came back into the game since I called him out. Here's Mark Barry. Was looking for Ryan over on the left-hand side. And this is Valine. And she is furious with herself there.
And she's a lovely shooter from out there. She's putting them away all day usually. That's pretty uncharacteristic of her.
6 points in the first quarter, so she's not willing to let herself off the hook.
No.
Oh,
game has got a little bit ragged from a shooting point of view, just for a little bit. Beautiful inside ball by
pass, and the finish is worthy. Jason Ryan.
Again, a bit of daylight again, just as Killester were coming back.
There you go. It's the timing of what Ballybrack have been able to create. No small feat in itself. You know, you can create opportunities, and you want to own the scoreboard and give it some structure, but you got to execute on it as well, and that's what Ballybrack have been able to do.
Absolutely.
Shot clock starting to run down now. 3 seconds inside.
Yeah, that was always a mismatch with Paddy Forbes on Jason Ryan, and again, Paddy doesn't need those invitations too often.
And you really think there was no rushing on that one. They actually just squeezed everything they needed out of the shot clock.
Oh, beautiful by Ballybrack Ryan.
Now, and every single time
she just got the right side of Paddy Forbes there, and he could do nothing there, only foul her, and he decided to stay out of trouble.
The open shooter. just, and not for the first time this week, I'm going to compare basketball to Paki Bonner versus Wim Jonk in the round of 16 of 1994, USA 1994.
Absolutely.
There's no use looking up at the basketball if you haven't, looking up at the hoop if you haven't got the ball in your hand.
Absolutely. Oh, Johnny Hayes, beautiful rebound.
Hayes. And that is a real swing there now. So now they've only 10 seconds left. 5 points between the sides. And this could be the difference between something spectacular.
Probably had a few more seconds than he realised again. There you go.
Yeah. And it's just, they've shown composure right up. Well, there's going to be a timeout called here for Ballybrack, just to make sure of possession, to finish things out with the score at 35 points to 20. Timeout called. This is an ambitious effort with 2.7 seconds to go. Can they manufacture anything?
No, there was pressure up by Killester, and they're just going to see out the half, yeah.
So there you have it. Oh, that's been a really enjoyable 20 minutes of basketball. If you could sum it up in any way?
Some just completely different styles. Killester going down with systems. They're really trying to get inside, get mismatches, where Ballybrack are running at him with speed. Sometimes a bit too much speed, but they're really going at it and they're defending aggressively. So, it's been a great contest. It's been a great contest, absolutely. Nobody
in foul trouble, nobody in injury trouble. So we have 20 minutes of super basketball to come in this Dublin derby. At the half, it is Killester, WBC 25 points, Ballybrack Bulls 30. Join us in just over 9 minutes for the second half. So it's been a really entertaining first half of basketball. Let's just do a quick score check for you before we really get into the action of the second. Leading scorers, 14 points for both sides. For Killester, it's come from Mick Cunningham. Jonathan Hayes, who else with the 14 points for Ballybrack?
Johnny Hayes and Jason Ryan has been making up the numbers. Is he on 6 points?
Jason's on 6, as is, am I right in saying, his wife?
His wife, Feline Ryan, yeah, absolutely.
Husband and wife team on the floor this morning. I can't
absolutely.
wait to see. So part of me is hoping that the whole thing goes wrong for them, because I just want to see what'll happen, you know.
Will there be a bust-up?
Jeannie Mac, can you imagine?
Beautiful from Johnny Hayes from the free throw. Patrice Doherty got in the action just very quickly. She got a push on Johnny Hayes as he was getting a shot off. And Johnny's back on form from free throw. He's a beautiful player, great player. Oh, unlucky.
So that does
7th rebound.
Tally to 15 points. And a crucial rebound there.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they were to get a basket here, they'd be 8 points clear, and that's exactly what they are.
Beautiful.
What a dream 30 seconds opening to the second half for Ballybrack Bulls. With the game very much in the melting pot. They have their biggest amount of daylight that they've had in this game. Now, they got a little bit of luck on it.
Great defence out of Ballybrack. Oh.
And Johnny nearly got hands on that, and that's exactly the response that Killester would have needed there to take the very next opportunity that came their way. And Paddy Forbes makes it points 6 and 7 for him.
Excellent. Paddy, if he gets going, you can't give him that kind of position on the court, because he will unlucky Johnny. No
look pass in there, and it was definitely Jason Ryan trying to mix things up there, not using that natural speed that he has, just waiting for support to arrive. And now Barry Cook sets off, drives the way through himself, the scoop pass inside. Oh, and he had the free coming his way anyway. That was lovely to watch there from Barry Cook.
Beautiful play by Barry. Again, his chair skills, his control to get through. There was no space for a chair there. He was up on one wheel going through there. And the beautiful pass to Mick Cunningham.
Very exciting to watch.
Fast start, really aggressive start again.
Yeah. So if you are indeed watching this on our live stream at the moment, maybe you're watching it on the big telly in the living room, or maybe you can minimise us in the left-hand corner, but fire out a few WhatsApps there and a few texts and let people know that there is a cracking game of basketball taking place, and it's being streamed on the Basketball Ireland YouTube channel.
Unlucky.
Not a time for Mick Cunningham to miss from the free throw line there, although it is back to 5 points.
Yeah, 1 from 2. And it's not typical of Mick Cunningham to be missing those. He is deadly from the free throw as a rule. Again, he's been made to work hard up and down the court. Huge, great pick by Feline Ryan here.
Fulham thought he had a chance of a steal there, so it goes over to Mark Barry.
Johnny Hayes a mismatch.
Completely composed there. Mark Barry has 4 assists in the first half. Johnny Hayes really working hard to get some room in the paint to try and create something. And they just took their eye off the shot clock there. A shot clock violation for Ballybrack Bulls, and it leaves Killester back in the door again to get close once more.
Great defence by Killester to not let the shot off there.
Cunningham may go himself, goes all the way. There was hands on that inside. I think he knew he had the benefit.
Absolutely. Mick is a clever player, and if he doesn't get that shot, he is going to draw the foul. And Ballybrack can't afford to be getting into foul trouble here. Who got that foul?
That was number 9, Feline Ryan.
Feline Ryan, yeah.
So he really will want to improve on his previous trip. 1 from 2 is good, but
there you go.
It's not good enough on many occasions in a cup final.
Beautiful.
Never in doubt. 2 from 2 for Cunningham. This game, I mean, as you said, it's not the highest scoring of games in terms of wheelchair basketball, although 63 points is pretty good to watch. But when you consider for something that isn't a high scoring game, just the way the lead has gone out and in like an accordion. And Feline Ryan is wide open inside.
Beautiful.
And that's the husband and wife team making that one happen.
They were expecting the shot from Jason Ryan because he's been putting those bank shots in, and it opened up for Feline inside. Great seal in by John. Oh, John Fulham.
Absolutely ghosted inside, puts his hands to his head. He knows he should have done better there. And Ballybrack are just racking up the fouls here a little bit. They do want to be careful.
They do, absolutely. John Fulham had done great work there to get Barry Cook in under the basket.
Yeah, and the one player they don't want to be worried about, Johnny Hayes, has just picked up his 3rd personal foul. Not a player you can take off to cool off either, you know. He's going to have to be out there.
He is 15 points, and he's their most dangerous player, so no, they need to keep him on the court.
7:35 to go in this 3rd. A wonderful 2-pointer. He was absolutely boxed into that corner there, was Paddy Forbes, and once again we're back to a 1-possession game.
It's the old saying, you can't coach height, and he's got that.
As he exhibits by effortlessly picking up a defensive rebound with his left hand.
He's starting to come into this game. It's 4 points in this quarter so far.
Good face guarding from Cole inside. And he looks in no trouble here. There's 9 seconds on the shot clock. And Valine Ryan trying to guard as much with her shouting as much as with her hands. Every advantage you can get. Jason Ryan with the snapshot. And slows down the progress of Mick Cunningham with a lovely pass. Good scramble defense from Ballybrack to get back in there, but Barry Cook just causing mayhem with his racing line, shall we say. And it's in an ambitious pass. It's sort of worked out as Killester maintained possession, just beating the shot clock. Barry does the right thing and gets the ball way out of trouble. Off goes Cole.
Killester are running a 2-man press on Ballybrack now, which is putting Ballybrack under huge pressure.
That was a nice move there, a change of direction from Cole. Now Valine is under pressure here, a lot of pressure. She's looking for the outlet, gets it through Mark Barry, who moves just inside the 2-point line and pulls up short, but Cole for the rebound!
Nice.
And Jack Cole gets his 2nd basket of the game. 5:53 to go now in this 3rd quarter. Still just 5 points between the sides.
Killester seem to be playing a little bit better in this quarter, but still 5 points remain. Ballybrack are holding in there well.
Out and in and out and in and out again.
Yeah, we've got a 3-on-3 here. This is going to be...
And you can tell that just the noise in the crowd is just lifting as well. We're just getting into those championship minutes.
Absolutely.
The stakes
It's a shot
to all who are watching as Johnny Hayes goes straight over the top. And Barry Cook elects to keep that one in play. Oh, what a pass. Cricket style. And he's created so much room and space there for Paddy Forbes. It was ambitious. It was risky too, as Cole threatened to get in there, but we're going basket for basket once again, and we've just hit the halfway point in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ball in from Barry Cook.
Pass inside, it's created room.
Oh, Johnny Hayes.
The shot, just that little lofted pass, really disguised it. Could have just as easily been for 2.
Absolutely.
So he did very well there as Jonathan Hayes moves to 17 points. Have to say, oh, and it's wide open again, and this game is starting to open up, and the shake of the head from Barry Cook says it all.
Having done everything right, having taken Johnny out of the game. Oh, he threw it. Oh, well done, Johnny Hayes.
A little bit of frustration showing there from Cook as well to just...
Absolutely. He was scrambling back, and
he really was.
He was never going to get in position, but look.
He really was.
That's his first personal.
Have to say, if the standard of basketball and indeed the level of entertainment can keep up this weekend from this evening, we're in for a cracker.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You'll surely come back around. There's a couple of Cork teams in here we're cheering on, Paul.
Yeah, I was just saying I'm loving to see the bit of red coming into the building, and so yeah, it's good.
We wouldn't want you feeling outnumbered up here, you know.
Absolutely not. And the way they put a Limerick man with me to work tonight, just so we both understand each other.
That's it, Jack. Yeah. I'm just like, basically, you're all, look at that.
Beautiful basket.
Look at that. 4:19 to go. Basically, I'm flat and you're uppy downy.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, it's the same accent. Disguising the ball there, Puck. Cook keeping it to himself. And again, the shake of the head, but he's really fighting hard to get back on Mike Barry now. But
beautiful ball by Jason Ryan.
Look at this.
Oh, great basket.
Just a joy to watch, and they're all celebrating that one.
Great
basket. That's a team 2 there, if ever I saw one.
Absolutely. Great ball by Mark Barry. Johnny Hayes to Jack Shannon Cole. Unbelievable.
Just made the court look huge there with that intricate play, and that's 0 for 4 now in the last 4 possessions for Barry Cook.
It's all speed.
And there's a chance here for Jason Ryan. Goes over the top. Substitute into the game. Joey Redden has come in for Killester, and he can't get on that one. But it looks like he's done enough at the same time.
As the game is starting to open up, Ballybrack's speed is really having a huge impact in this game.
And we're out to 9 points now. And Killester have had the opportunities. They haven't been bad looks. Great pass, chest pass inside. Paul looks to the ref there. Wasn't getting on it, thought there was hands.
Absolutely.
Here comes Cole. It's all off to the right hand side now, so he'll have to go to the corner and try and create some space. Got the little bit of luck there. The ball is under Verleen's chair. Jump ball, says the referee.
Verleen is one of the smallest players on the court, and she was in with Petty Forbes and Barry Cook, 2 of the tallest players on the court. She was always going to struggle with that.
Not a bother on her. No, a fierce competitor, Verleen Ryan, as we've seen over the course of these first 3 quarters. We're just over 3 minutes left now. Ballybrack have also managed to rein in the discipline a little bit as well. It's been a couple of minutes. They've conceded a foul.
Oh, beautiful by Mick Cunningham.
Yeah, and I think that was just a little bit of a lesson to the rest of his teammates there. This is how it's done, folks. Back to 7.
Yeah, you can't be letting Mick Cunningham coast down the court like that. He's gonna, if you don't pressurize his shot, he's gonna put that away every time.
That was just off there from with a really good position on that one for Johnny Hayes. This is Joey Redden. Joey looks to hand off to Cunningham. Fulham is creating some space in there. Just wonderful to see everyone, like a murmuration of swallows going left and right, trying to follow the play there. It's almost like I'm playing commentary bingo.
Oh, Jason Ryan has gone wide.
Oh, on the break.
On 2.
No, he'll pull up and look for the option. He hasn't really taken on too much himself there today. He just, I mean, if there was ever a fellow who had too much time to think about a shot.
Absolutely, absolutely. He did everything right. He let the defence roll pass, came back in around again. Did just, as you say, too much time in the shot.
Timeout called. 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter with Ballybrack leading by 7. So we're back with just 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Killester refusing to let Ballybrack get out of sight. Cunningham's vital 2 there, and can he add to it?
Oh.
Nope, not on this occasion.
The break is on. Fast break for Jason Hayes and Verleen Ryan. Yeah.
Barry was looking over the top there, but Jason Ryan couldn't get clear of Barry Cook to do something with it. 13 seconds on the shot clock, and they look to set something else going. The move is on. Johnny Hayes goes to the outside. It's for Ryan at the top of the key. Pulls in. Hits the front of the rim. And Hayes should get this one, and does. Uses that left hand to guide himself back around towards the basket. Swaps over with Feline Ryan. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Jason should put this one up. Doesn't. Throws the pass fake inside.
Ball.
That was just a fantastic 24 seconds of basketball.
Absolutely beautiful. Mark Barry could have had the fast break, decided to slow it down, and it was well worth it. It was a great decision because they got a bit ragged there for a while. Great chair.
This is the chance.
Excellent.
For Barry Cook to write off the last 3 or 4 chances that he's let go astray.
Again, he has the chair skills to get him in there. Yeah, he needed to make that layup and did. It was a lovely score.
So here comes Barry again. Yeah, that was just a joy to watch. Just in terms of creating space was really what that last play was all about. And they're doing it so well and playing so well for each other. One-handed catch there. Nice work, Paul. Mick
Cunningham.
Mick Cunningham. I'm a divil for names this evening. That's Paddy Forbes. And it's opened up for Joey Redden. Takes it on himself.
Beautiful basket.
2 points off the bench. Well, when you're chasing a lead, that's exactly what you need.
Yeah, back to 5, 14 on the clock.
And it was out to 9. And this should be the last possession of this quarter.
Great
Jason
seal.
Ryan goes to the corner. He'll take it on himself.
Beautiful.
Gets the roll.
Great.
And time that to perfection as the buzzer sounds.
Excellent. Johnny Hayes sealed him in there beautifully. That was Ballybrack have steadied down. They're really some nice plays, great picks, great seals.
You just can't take your eye off this game. And if Killester could get hot, we are in for a humdinger of a fourth quarter, which is coming right up. We'd love to tell you about all the other great action that's coming up across the weekend, including right after this game, which is the under-20 final between Brunel and DC Mercy. We haven't the time.
Absolutely
we
not.
haven't the time, Paul.
This is end-to-end stuff.
You can't take your eyes off this game at all. It opens up. A bit of a snapshot there from Mark Barry. Now, the defence is good from Killester, but it's found its way to Cunningham. Great rebound inside from Feline Ryan. She'd no right to make that, but just had that.
Oh, great defense with John Fulham.
Reaction. Doesn't get the steal stat as it's with Hayes.
Beautiful by Hayes.
Bank. And you'd bank on him every time as
Absolutely.
well.
As you're saying, Johnny Hayes is an international, just back from winning bronze in the Europeans. He's an outstanding player. And he's a huge player for Ballybrack.
Yeah, in terms of that international standard, Paul, let's talk about that for a second if we can. No, we can't.
Great basket by Paddy Forbes. Again, getting the mismatch against Jack Shannon Cole.
But talk to us about the players on the floor who do have that international pedigree, and what does it mean in terms of stepping up? I mean, what do you see in international quality players that others just don't have, shall we say?
Yeah, I suppose. Look, Johnny Hayes there is typical. He's coming into the game at this stage. His level of fitness, his level of chair skills, his shooting has been hugely impressive. There's a huge volume of the players out there have been internationals, currently, or have been internationals, and you can see, that's what's making this a great game. Feline Ryan in.
And the will to win. Boy meets girl. Boy marries girl.
Yeah.
Boy passes ball to girl.
Girl picks up the two free shots. Excellent. Yeah, a bit rash by John Fulham, but look, he wasn't going to let her take that shot easily, and he's not in issues with fouls, so yeah, and you can't take him home with you.
So if if Valine can get anything out of this, it will mean a double-digit lead for Ballybrack.
Just shy, just shy. She was always shy with that.
She can't hear me, can she?
No.
No, all right, it's okay.
But I think she sees the scoreboard and is thinking the exact same thing herself. She's a deadly player. Her defence has been incredible all evening. No.
And
it's hard to put that level of energy into your defence from, you know, for 35 minutes of the game and then go to the free throw.
Yeah, trying to generate that power.
Absolutely.
And timeout's been called. 8:20 to go in the final quarter. It has been called by Killester, who trail by 9. A crucial timeout there, called with 8:20 to go. This really is now Killester going to get into the time where the clock will be against him. I don't think it's fair to say it is at the moment, particularly with the caliber of player they have on the floor. Now that one's gone their way, and they're not a bit happy about it, as John Fulham picks up his 3rd personal foul, the first of the players in orange to do so.
Yeah. You know, I didn't see it there. They're all going for it now at this stage. There's going to be fouls in this. It is going to get very aggressive.
Well, there's nothing left to leave it.
Look at Jason Ryan swinging across.
If he can be found.
He's still there.
Might be Hayes that picks him out. It's good defensive work
by
there.
Michael O'Carra.
By Michael O'Carra, who snuck into the game there.
Beautiful touch by Jason Ryan.
Paying attention, and Jason Ryan
just took it off Petty Forbes' lap.
Yeah.
Beautiful true pass.
And the thing is, for Killester, you know, they would have been devising plans here, but they're going to need the ball first. At least they have it from the inbounds. Cunningham from the elbow.
Oh, just not dropping for him.
Yeah. And Ryan's influence
over
the game has been keenly felt in the last minute or so. And he's just delayed the pass to hit Valine Ryan.
Still there for her?
And Killester really should look to keep this alive as Barry Cook heads up the court. The defense from Ballybrack is really good. There's just no open looks right now unless Paul can do.
Paddy Forbes is in, and he was going to make that all day.
I'm just going to change. His name isn't Paddy now, all right? So you
Paul.
Can be Paddy, but he's Paul.
Excellent.
I've just decided now, okay?
Excellent.
Jeannie Mac. 7 minutes to go in this quarter. Back to a 7-point game.
Michael O'Carra's huge speed as well. A beautiful ball inside.
This is so great. They're so good to watch. And it's something that Killester haven't been able to do. Not necessarily through their own fault, but that defense from Ballybrack.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of the commitment, the athleticism, but also the awareness of knowing where to pick players up. And now John Fulham has moved to 4 personal fouls. He's really going to have to watch himself.
They do need him on the court. Of course, Ballybrack have identified the shooters here, and they're making those shooters work really hard as well. Beautiful basket by Jason Ryan.
And we don't want to see any player go out on 5 fouls, but Killester have shown that little bit of depth already. They've had a scoring contribution from Joey Redden. Michael O'Carra has come into the game.
Michael has buckets of speed, and Killester have lacked that speed.
Well, it's speedy buckets that they need now at this stage, with 6:55 to go. Back to a 9-point game. And I think he's just gotten into his own head now, as Barry Cook.
We got a man up. Beautiful ball.
Wonderful 360.
What a pivot by Johnny Hayes.
To get in, the change of direction, goes back out to Mark Barry. He's at least 5 assists. He's got more assists than he has points.
Yeah, great
and
patience.
That's impressive in itself, because Mark Barry can shoot the ball. There's 3 seconds left in the shot clock. Cole, it's going to have to be you.
Oh, beautiful.
Just does it.
Beautiful.
Right in time. And you can see the players pump the fists there. They're all really up for this game, and they can sense now that they've pushed it out to 11 points between the sides, they are sniffing that final buzzer and the trophy that may possibly come with it. Mick Cunningham says, not just yet, folks. I've got time, I've got handle.
Oh, great touch.
Oh, and I nearly had Michael O'Carra, but I couldn't find him.
Yeah, Jack Shannon Cole just got a finger to that ball.
Hall sets off. Really interesting to see how Barry Cook was timing his defence there.
Pressure on Mick Cunningham again.
Good peripheral vision inside. And this isn't where Paddy Forbes wants to be in possession of the ball at all. Oh, and that's really frustrating now if you're a Killester supporter, because that was not the time for Michael O'Carra to pick up his first personal foul. And there's a conference going on down here between Cunningham
and Barry Cook.
And Cook.
Oh, Jack Shannon Cole's even. It
just shows that that frustration is there as well. They might be. This isn't where they expected to be in this game. And of course, Killester, you know, I mean, they are a team with massive, massive pedigree as well, Paul.
Absolutely. You know, this team has been together with 20+ years. They've played in the English leagues. It's a really, really strong team, and they're, as a team, they've got a lovely setup, lovely mix of players between forwards, between speed and big players, really good guards, really good shooters. You've
kind of said as well to me off air that in a lot of ways they've set a bar for other teams in the league to reach as well.
Absolutely. Traditionally they were the team to catch, but of course the teams to catch invariably get caught, and you know, it's looking like they might be caught today. I think this, I may be wrong, but I think this would be Ballybrack's first time to win against Killester.
Well, that's a massive breakthrough in itself for such a young club.
If they do, of course.
The upstarts, shall we say.
Absolutely.
You know, and no matter what happens this evening, because it would have been obviously Northern Ireland Knights last year, although maybe we won't dwell on that one, Paul.
No, we won't talk
too much about that. But Limerick Scorpions would have beaten Ballybrack the year before that.
Absolutely.
What was it? Just a brilliant performance from
Limerick
Scorpions. You know, just one of the greatest teams of all time, and I'm not just saying that because they're from Limerick.
No, it was a great game. It was as Ballybrack were as aggressive in that game, but just lacked the quality that they're showing today. And Ballybrack's quality has been. They've shown you know, a lot of patience here as well. Great ball in from Barry Cook. Great basket, Michael O'Carra.
So, you know, I mean, there was only 4 minutes gone in this game, Paul, when you know, we were talking about this game as a showcase for wheelchair basketball and for the league. And I think over the last half an hour, it's absolutely lived up to that early promise. We've had a great game, and it just show the overall strength of the teams. We're up to 10 teams now in the league, is that right?
10 teams in the National League, plus junior leagues, plus under 23 regional leagues. You know, we're really, it's never been in such a good place, and it's, you know, and when you look at it today, you can see why. It's a great game. And we were saying at 4 minutes in, this, you know, if it stayed anything like this, it would be a great game. It stayed like this throughout. The quality hasn't dipped here. And I suppose, oh look, we've got a man over.
And this all came from the steal from Johnny Hayes. Jason Ryan
needed that basket, yeah.
There's an opportunity here for definite for Killester with John Fulham. Oh, just a little bit of confusion inside. It's still alive for them inside.
That was a beautiful play by Michael O'Carra to get Mick Cunningham in.
And Cunningham will go to the line, and you know, we allowed ourselves to change the subject a little bit once we got out to a double-digit lead.
Absolutely. And then they started doing this again.
And then they started doing this. What are you doing to us, lads?
Yeah.
There's 9 points between the sides now, and the most assured shooter of a ball on the floor is just stepping up for 2 shots.
Absolutely. Michael O'Carra has made a significant difference to Killester since he's come on. He got beautiful play there to get Michael Cunningham in, to get Mick Cunningham in. He has a lot of speed, at this stage of the game, he's able to keep with Ballybrack, and he's able to threaten Ballybrack for speed. So he's doing well. He's also scored. Beautiful, Mick Cunningham.
There we go. So, no, I won't say it.
I think we're in for a cracking 3 minutes.
Okay, you can say it.
Beautiful basket.
2 from 2. Here we go. Squeaky bum time.
Yeah.
3.5 minutes.
7 points.
Johnny Hayes, who's been so strong so far, and John Fulham's covering defence there was absolutely crucial.
Incredible.
Because there was no doubt but that Ryan and Hayes were trying to combine there to get straight back down the court. Timeout has been called. 3:31 on the clock. Or is it?
I think
I saw a wee T there going up.
Yeah, I think we have a timeout.
We do have a timeout.
Yeah, John Fulham read that well, got back on Jason Ryan, and he needed to. He had to close off that outlet for Ballybrack. And score at this stage for Ballybrack would see out the game, I think.
It's on the board. We can give you a break with the score at 55-48. So, in an effort to get back in the game, that step up in intensity and physicality has meant that Killester have moved on to team fouls. With 3.5 minutes left to go, that is a major hamstring.
A beautiful shot from Johnny Hayes.
To their efforts to get back into the game. And you just, when you consider that Killester came fired up out of that timeout, whatever frustrations Mick and Barry were having earlier on, they'd kissed and made up.
Oh, and look, yeah. So this is huge time for Killester. Killester need to get a basket.
And you can see there.
The great ball in from Barry Cook.
The two boys.
Oh, what a roll in from Mick Cunningham.
The two boys were together again and have decided maybe to try and take this game by the scruff of the neck. Good handle there.
Brilliant.
From Jack Cole. Went both sides of Barry Cook before taking it down to the corner with Mark Barry. Jason just about saves that one in the half court. It's back with Mark. He might think about the shot.
No,
he's short on options right now.
He's got 4 on the clock. They need
to leave it off. It's going to have to go up. Well, at least it's gone to their go-to shooter, but maybe just that little too far from the basket, and that will count as a stop. I think Killester will take that.
Absolutely.
Because the gap is down to 6 points now.
If Barry Cook has been missing a couple of shots, well, his passing has been absolutely unsung.
Very true.
That was a beautiful ball into Mick Cunningham.
Very true. Will Cunningham return the favour?
I think so.
One-handed. And
lovely ball out.
Paddy's doing the right thing. There's still loads of time in the shot clock. John Fulham causing havoc in there.
Barry Cook
creating the opportunity.
What a time to get your shooting right.
And this is, well, it's quite incredible from Killester actually. From 11 points out, they trail now just by 4. That's a 7-0 run. And now we certainly have a timeout.
Absolutely.
Ballybrack are trying to stop the rot with 2:33 to go in this game.
Jason Ryan's on 12.
Just had a quick chance during the timeout there to check, I suppose, do a bit of a heat check on who's doing what. And Mick Cunningham is out to 23 points.
Oh, great ball inside by Jason Ryan to Jack Shannon Cole. What a basket!
Jack Shannon Cole. Well, he has, how many points does he have? Well, that's his 6th basket of the game now.
Oh, Mick Cunningham's getting a clean run to the basket. Oh,
he'll go all the way around Barry as well. You literally can't take your eyes off this game to check anything.
Oh, look at this. We got a fast break.
Fast break is on. Valine Ryan lets the ball catch up to her. Mick Cunningham is coming back. Tries to get a hand in there.
Oh, Mick Cunningham just did enough to put her off there, I think.
Yeah, just that reaching interception there. It just delayed her shot just by a fraction of a second.
She was under the basket.
Just got her 2 under the basket, yeah. 1:49 left now. And the dish goes outside to Paddy.
Beautiful basket.
Look at this.
2-point game.
1-score game, 1:43 left. It's been such, we used the word accordion earlier on.
Absolutely.
But this thing, there's no chance of the air being let out of the tires. It's incredible. Valine is under pressure. Oh, unlucky there. Jason looked to have that one under control.
Yeah, Ballybrack need to steady down here. They've lost their shape a little bit now.
Yeah, they've called 2 timeouts in this half already. Cunningham gets his glide on, and we know he's the most dangerous in this scenario. John Fulham, well, he was the one who set the screen, saw that the ball was coming back his way, does get the rebound, but the defense from Valine Ryan keeps things alive. There's 8 seconds on the shot clock. Talking about the javelin pass here. That needed to be inch perfect, and it absolutely was. And the fadeaway from Paddy. And we're still going here. And Johnny Hayes is on a race to make this.
No.
And he won't get there.
He'll kick himself over that. He needed to give him some height in that ball. It was always going to run away from him. After pushing for 40 minutes, that was a big ass goal, Johnny.
He's been knackered trying to catch up with that.
Absolutely.
We're down to less than 1 minute to go here. 58 plays 56. Killester versus Ballybrack. North Dublin versus South. There's a cup on the line. It's somehow made its way out to Paddy, and he'll turn around. Jack Cole trying to do everything to put him off. The sides are level.
Unbelievable play by Barry.
Paddy Forbes.
And Paddy Forbes. Paddy Forbes was allowed to turn. You cannot allow him to turn in under the basket.
And he was on 15. He's up to 19 points now. And do Ballybrack have the composure that's going to be required? This isn't their first disco by any stretch of the imagination, and Valine Ryan has just been an unbelievable competitor in this game. She's already roaring at her husband to get back on defense on Paddy. She might have to go to make the intervention herself, and she does. How she kept that in play is absolutely unbelievable. It's turned around to Cole, who just lofts the pass in. So much time.
Beautiful ball by Jackson
Cole. And with the sides going from level, there's now 4 points between them, 15 seconds left.
Valine Ryan made that score. And absolutely incredible work from her.
And it doesn't matter what the score is with 2 minutes to go. It's all about the score in 8.9 seconds time. And Barry Cook will be livid that he's let that one go. Well, you're absolutely right. That was all about Valine Ryan in terms of that work rate on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
Has she given her side a chance
there was
to win the 2017
There was a ball
Cup?
bobbling around in the key, and the smallest person came up with that ball, and it was Valine Ryan, and she put it away to bring him back 2 points up, and then to intercept from Paddy Forbes and to give that ball in for another great score. Huge effort by Valine Ryan, huge effort by the team, but that was incredible. That was a huge important moment.
We'll catch our breath here and be back to you in 30 seconds. This has been a wonderful display of basketball, has been a wonderful display of sport. With 9 seconds left, Ballybrack Bulls can smell it. Mark Barry, exactly who you want to run down the clock here, and he does it, and there you go.
Great game. Great win by Ballybrack.
Just and fair play to the competitors. You just see Mick Cunningham roll up to John Fulham there, and it's just a shrug of the shoulders. What more can we do?
Absolutely. You know what? They pulled it all back again. We were wondering, was it going to be a great 3 minutes? It was a great 3 minutes. Killester did everything they needed to do, and then they just got away from him again. Huge effort by Valine Ryan in that last 3 minutes. God, she had a basket, she had a steal. You know, no, that was a huge team effort, but she was outstanding in that few minutes and that was probably the difference in them in that few minutes.
Handshakes and hugs all around. There was physical game. There was no let up in it, but it's just great to see. You know, at the end of the day, you've got 2 squads there, 20 odd players, who can all come around.
It never dipped in quality from off. It was as good at the end there as it was in the first few minutes.
Yeah.
High
score, and there's over was 120 points there for you all to enjoy.
Absolutely.
So let's just talk about some of the individual performances on both sides. Maybe looking at Killester first, and you know, when you saw Mick Cunningham and Barry Cook really just kind of take ownership over the deficit that they were chasing to try and get back into the game. Really strong stuff from them. John Fulham, you know, like in terms of the work that he did in setting screens and generally making a nuisance of himself, which, you know, if anyone knows John Fulham, say no more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the form.
You know, Paddy Forbes, I think, really grew into the game, and he was the one that brought it level from 54, 58 to 58.
Absolutely.
58. And then you got, was it Patrice that started?
I think it was
Christine Doyle that started.
Yeah.
You know, that soft touch that she showed earlier on.
Absolutely.
Really was composed about those guys. And then Michael O'Cara and the likes of Joey Redden off the bench as well. It's a really good performance from Killester.
Absolutely. They played their best basketball when they were chasing. And you know, Barry Cook had some beautiful passes. He had that. We saw that at the very start, the round the back pass, and his passes got better as the game went on. He might be disappointed under the basket, you know, but there was huge pressure on the shots from Ballybrack. And Mick Cunningham, again, he was pressurised from start to finish. It's hard to, when you can't settle into those shots, when you're not allowed to settle into those shots, to be as consistent as he'd like to be. And likewise for Paddy Forbes. He's a great shooter. He just wasn't allowed to settle into his game, and that's a huge credit to Ballybrack and their game plan. You know, they're a fast team. They played to their strengths. Of course, they did absolutely play to their strengths. You know,
obviously, you know, to mention the likes of John Kelly and Brian Short and Sean McCullough, and of course, Helene Quilty was pulling the strings on the sideline and knew when to call those timeouts and when that needed to be done as well. Looking then across to the champions, which we can now call them the Cup champions, Ballybrack Bulls, and you know, the points tally across the board, a good spread of scores. You know, Mark Barry, Tyke Dufresne, Valine Ryan, Emer McTaggart, Johnny Hayes, Jack Cole, Steve Gunn, Darren Healy, Jason Ryan, Graham Merrigan. Mark Barry leading on the court and off it, and ably assisted by Derek Cole. When they were in full flight, it was just a joy to watch.
Absolutely, they were getting their overlaps. They were their scramble defence. They were always able to get back into that position. The effort from start to finish was incredible. You know, and the quality that they showed with that mix of scores. Jason Ryan really grew into the game. Valine Ryan really grew into the game. Johnny Hayes started as he meant to go on. He was outstanding throughout. And Mark Barry getting fantastic assists. He really led the team, and when they wanted to steady it in the last few minutes, he was the man that steadied it down. You know, great, and a new club like that, to see them doing as well as this, and to getting a reward like this against a little bit of a changing of the guard here. You know, Killester have traditionally been the strongest team in the country, and for Ballybrack, a new club, to step up and to take their crown on the day really, was hugely impressive.
And you can just see now, like, in so many ways, finals don't. I love the flag, lads.
Yeah.
Finals don't look like enjoyable occasions for players. So when you can see that little bit of relief and that little bit of joy afterwards.
Yeah, I absolutely. You know what? There's a lot of pressure on the final. I think Killester, you know what, if they were going to lose this final, I think they would have picked Ballybrack, and they can see the efforts that go into this. You know what, this is a huge day.
Paul, I'm going to give you a job now, all right?
Excellent.
I'll talk about the huge day. You text the MVP away after the person you need to text the MVP after.
Excellent,
right?
good stuff.
You do that job, because it does give me a chance to reflect on this game. It has been absolutely fantastic. We'll see if we can take a look at some of the stats whilst we're here. But, you know, we had well, look at you with your fingertips like lightning, because they're not milliseconds later, but
Absolutely.
The MVP is announced, and the MVP is Johnny Hayes for so many reasons, Paul, not just, you know, the final tally on the scoreboard.
No, his work throughout, he worked other players in, his teammates in. You know what, he did so much off the ball. His defence was incredible. He really carried the team throughout, and well deserved. Johnny's an international player, and you can actually see why he's an international player.
Very much so.
You know, he has it all. His shooting was incredible. His fitness was incredible. He never left the court. He played the full 40 minutes. And to have that.
And he's a double-double.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists.
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
And an index of 27. Great job, Johnny Hayes.
And Ballybrack needed it.
Yeah, very much, very much. You know, Cole struggled with the shot earlier on. He finished on 12.
Yeah.
Valeen Ryan finishes on 10 points, which is great to see. Just great to see. What I mean, in terms of where the game was up for grabs, more than anyone, she was the one to make it stick.
Absolutely, her effort in the last few minutes, her defence, her scrambling for that interception that led to the security basket. You know, it was a huge effort. Great to see that spread of scores, but they were making the scores for each other from start to finish. They were working each other in. Such a great team effort. Johnny Hayes, incredibly, I'm delighted for him. Incredibly dedicated player. Look, you can see he's a serious athlete. Yeah, he's still, I think he's still, is he 21 years of age? You know, so if that, he's actually not, he's 19 years of age. That's a huge showing for you know, a young guy like that. Just
in terms of wrapping this up, Paul, you know, let's just talk about what happens next in terms of the season, because, you know, it's the same with Basketball Ireland's competitions. The season is far from over.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. I suppose Ballybrack are, I think they're fifth in the table at the moment. A lot of basketball to be played. Killester are third in the table at the moment.
I don't have it here in front of me.
Yeah. A lot of basketball to be played. But you know what? This will do Ballybrack's season and Ballybrack's progression onto next season a huge amount of good. You know what? The season kicks on. You know, there's a lot of developing players in our league. The league is relatively new. It's been going on for years, but it's growing and growing, and it's in its current format. It's relatively new. And look, you see the likes of, it's an exciting time for wheelchair basketball in Ireland when you see the likes of these kids: Johnny Hayes, Jack Shannon Cole, Valeen Ryan, Jason Ryan. You know, and you know what? Look at Mick Cunningham there, still a star player. You know, so the older guys are doing it as well. You know, great.
Just really a wonderful occasion, and you know, that final shot there of Valeen Ryan and Jason Ryan, husband and wife, and a trophy between them, out on court. The phones are out as Ballybrack look to savour the memories, but so too are DCU Mercy for the Under-20 National Cup final, which is coming up very, very shortly. Paul, Ryan, thank you so much.
Excellent.
It's been a pleasure.
Excellent.
An absolute pleasure.
Absolutely.
To spend the last couple of hours in your company.
We're going to go down and shout on Brunel now for the rest of the day.
Let's do that. Yeah. Well, you can anyway. From ourselves, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the rest of the weekend.
Thanks, guys.